You're live.
Oh, we're live.
Are
Yeah.
we?
Okay. So we're here to talk to you about team building. A lot of people have a misconception that if you build a team, your sales could suffer or your customer base will suffer. But the biggest thing is to build a team, you have to get in front of new people. And when you're in front of new people, you're getting new customers, you're finding teammates. So do not think that you're going to suffer sales wise by building a team. That is, I am able to do this full time now because I started building a team. I always talk about, first of all, I ask everybody. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're my best customer. I will ask you. I don't really want, and I'll say this, I'll say I don't really want everybody to sign up, but I don't know why you don't, because there's no pressure, right? And that's super important to let them know, because back in the day, it was kind of expensive to be an advisor. Now it's not. It's so simple. I also tell everybody what I do now, which is different than before. Before, people would ask what I did for a living, and I would say, oh, my dad owns the Polaris store and I take care of his books. Well, how boring is that? So now I say I'm a creative memories advisor. I help people preserve their memories and build scrapbooks and have a lot of fun doing it. I always make a super, super heavy point on the fact that they're actually paying you $1 to join. I also build up or pump up the benefits. You have a wonderful, awesome community. I mean, I fly 1,551 miles over here every year to hang out with y'all because I love y'all so much. Yes. The commission's awesome that you get from building a team. You get access to exclusive products. So these are all the things that I tell somebody new I'm trying to convince to, and you don't even have to convince people anymore to join, really. There's exclusive products, there's no pressure. And then probably the last things I'll say, and then I'll let Mary talk, and we'll probably bounce some things around, but finding new people it can be difficult sometimes. So I commit to doing at least 2 vendor or craft shows a year. And I try to find ones that have been around a long time, because those are usually the most successful ones. I try to network with other direct sales companies or to find out where they're going for their vendor and craft shows. And I think outside of the box sometimes, like gun shows or dude stuff, right? They're usually dragging along a woman and they might want something to look at. So I think outside the box sometimes.
That's a great idea.
If you don't have a YouTube, so in 2021, I had one teammate. She has been my teammate since 1999, probably. That's all I had. And in 2021, I went to Minnesota to the conference, and the biggest thing I took from conference was just try one new thing. And my one new thing that year was YouTube. So I have built my YouTube channel since 2021, and that's where I meet a lot of new people. So if you're ready to take the next leap or get in front of newer people, that's probably, and you're already doing all the things, right? You're having all the retreats and monthly crops and talking to your library. If you're doing all those things and you want something next, that's probably the next. Which has grown into TikTok and Reels on Facebook and Instagram, which I think I'm talking about tomorrow. I'm not sure. And then also when you're trying to recruit somebody or get somebody to join your team, try not to make your job look hard. Like, you want to make your job look duplicable so that and a lot of times I have to tell them, you don't have to have a big crop or big retreat like I do. This is just what I have chosen to do. That's not required to be an advisor. You could literally, I started with my friends in my living room. Like, that's how it all started. So yeah, I think those are all my tips.
One of the other things that they don't have to do, if you're concerned about being a leader, you don't necessarily need to take on that role. you can build a team without that leadership role if you're not comfortable with it, by simply talking to people who are hobbyists and inviting them to join your team. I have a few members on my team who are not interested in being, who are not interested in being leaders. They are more of a hobbyist themselves, but they want to grow a team because they want that trip. Everybody wants the advisor trip. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people do. So, I mean, that's a great way to build a team and not have to take that leadership role if that's your concern.
Can I bounce something off of that?
Mhm.
Being on Becky's team or being on any higher level leader, like my team has the opportunity to go to Becky's team meetings. So all your uplines,
Mhm.
if they're offering meetings, usually offer them to their downlines team
Exactly.
as well. So that could help
Exactly.
with that
Yeah,
nervousness about that.
exactly. So all our second and third lines are invited to all of our meetings. So another way that I've been able to get new members to my team, I focus on when we have promos. I usually will advertise, I'll make up a flyer and I'll post it on my group page.
My favorite
And
thing.
yeah, and it's so easy. Sometimes I do it right while I'm doing a webinar with Amber, because she gets me going and gets me thinking. But I'll highlight the fact that in addition to, the regular $50 that you get, and then you get your join gift, you can double down, because if there's promos involved, then you're doing a spend get, so that's even more bonuses that they're getting. So for the money that they're spending, they get their dollar, right?
They get their
Because we
dollar.
pay them $1 to join. They get their free gifts. And then if let's say we're having a promo, a buy get promo, where it's spend $100 and then get this $65 worth of promos for free. That I do that math for them.
We call it girl
Yes,
math.
I do. I call it girl math. And one of my new advisors who just joined me based on my last join offer and my girl math, sitting in our audience today. She joined 10 days ago based on the current promos.
Wow, and she's here. That's awesome.
Right? Hey, but that's it. She took advantage of the promos because now she got all this extra stuff. So one other thing that I used to do that I've learned now not to, and this is something Becky wanted me to share. I used to promote the join offer at my retreats. And what I learned is that I'm turning customers into advisors, which, yay, nice, friends, customers, advisors, but of course that does affect your bottom line. Not only does it affect your bottom line there, but what I learned is that I then have a room full of advisors at my retreats. So I started to solicit more, offer the join more to my long distance customers rather than those in front of me who are regulars at my retreats. Because if I have a room full of 40 people and 15 of them are advisors, that's 15 seats I'm not making any income on. I'm not making any sales on.
Yeah, what I tell my people is if I have room, which I have never outgrown my venue yet, it's probably bound to happen. But I always tell them, if I have room, you are welcome to come and you are welcome to bring customers.
Mhm.
But when I run out of room, it's my customers will go first. My customers will come to
Right.
the event first.
Well, what I've done in that respect is I add a $25 advisor premium so that I've now earned $25 on that advisor seat. If they don't shop at all, that's at least I have my $25. So I feel like I've not given up.
And the other option
And-
too is to put them to work.
Yeah, that is an option, but I do have a team already. I have my posse.
Oh,
So I don't necessarily do, I do agree with that. That's a great way, but I do that $25 premium. And then if they place an order, either a pre-order or an order at the retreat for 30 or more, they get that credit back. So at least then I have that, and I have not lost an income per seat for those advisors. But that was the message that Becky wanted me to make sure I relayed, was that just be mindful of your audience when you're doing the join offer, because you don't want to turn all of your retreat goers into your team advisors.
Lori, other question.
Could you define downline premium.
It's an extra $25.
It's an
that I
extra
just-
crop
It's
fee.
on top of their regular crop fee. Yeah, so it's an advisor premium and I put it right on their registration form that they acknowledge it, and with a $30 order, they would get that 25 back. Pardon? Basically, they are paying full price. They are getting that $25 credit, but they don't have to buy at that point. But if they do, if they don't buy, at least I have that $25. So I don't feel like I gave up a customer seat to an advisor that isn't going to spend any money, because this is my sole income. So I have to try to make sure that I'm actually earning as much as I can earn at my retreats.
We're, where we trade with our customers, our downline, sorry.
Mhm.
That's where she's coming from. So you charge them full price per product?
Now, and I'm agreeing with what these girls are saying, but I'm agreeing with what you're saying too.
Mhm.
Right,
And
that's why I'm
the
asking.
reason is advisors should be having their own stuff. You know, they should. And
Right.
if they wanna take a seat at your crop, and if that's your requirement, they know it up front, they don't have to go.
Right,
They-
exactly, exactly.
So Becky is just saying that she's agreeing with us, but she's also agreeing with Melissa and Beth, because what they do is they just trade with their advisors, which is what I do. So I either trade with them, especially if they're a level 1 and we're trying to get to level 2,
Mhm.
I'll trade with them and have them purchase to replace what they took from me.
Right.
But if my advisors, when they come to my events, they'll still get the advisor, they'll get their advisor discount. Where was I going with this? What else did you say, Becky?
You said it, you got it.
Okay, good.
Pretty much it. You
Okay,
covered
good.
it.
Got it. Full fee?
No.
It's a premium on top of the regular crop fee that,
He's got a problem with billing the
Right.
entire thing with advisors.
So this is
Not making
basically a
any
big,
money.
this is basically a trade.
Yeah.
it's a customer forward retreat. So my once customers
Yeah.
who have then turned to advisors.
And so this is what Becky was saying, is that your advisors should be holding their own events, but we have recruited so many hobbyists now that kind of creates a problem, which is
Right.
why I always tell them there's a seat at my crop if I have space. And you kind of got to tell them that in advance, right? When you're
Right.
signing them up, because you don't want them to think that they can't come anymore.
Yep.
So does your registration form, is it the same for both then, or do you have a separate registration form for your advisor?
It's the same registration form and I just have, oh, okay. She asked if I use the same registration form for advisors as well as my customers. And it is the same registration form. I just have a line in there that asks, are you an advisor? Are you a SAM advisor? And if yes, do you acknowledge the $25 advisor fee that would be credited back with the $30 order? And they, you know, they all know. Mm-hmm.
Have you had pushback at all?
Not a single thing. Nope. Everybody understands.
They still want to play with us, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you know, these are people that they have come to all of the crops, and just because they decided to join and get the advisor advantage doesn't mean they don't want to come to the crops anymore. But at the same time, I'm trying to earn a living at
hopefully-
my retreats.
Hopefully, as an advisor under you, they're ordering. I mean, I know you're
They
not
all-
making 40%, you're only
exactly.
making whatever,
Yeah,
but
and I'm trying to help them too.
Yeah.
That they're taking classes, so they're learning how to teach. Yeah.
and you never know when the hobbyist, when something hits with them and they decide, I can do this.
Yeah.
And then they start bringing customers and people
Yeah.
to your events or start doing their own or whatever.
That's exactly right. That's how it
One
goes.
thing I forgot to mention, because I keep track of what everybody spends all year long. They don't like knowing what they spend, so I only tell them if they want to know. But what I like to do at the end of the year, anybody that has spent like from 150 to 500,
Mm-hmm.
because that's not a very good customer. 500 in a year is not very good for a customer,
Right.
but that would be an excellent advisor.
right.
So I will call them and I'll say, do you know you could have saved 25% on your orders all year long if you had signed as an advisor, because you spent this amount and you could have got 25% back.
Mary, the Zoomers have the question, and Mandy, what about the hobbyists that you convinced to join so that you could earn a trip?
You
I
learn
don't-
something.
Same
Yeah.
thing.
saying they.
You
changed
gotta
it
be
to them.
replacing these
Um,
people that you're,
Repeat the question for,
Oh.
tell them we're answering their question.
we're answering the Zoom question about what do you do about your hobbyists that you've recruited so you could go on the trip. It is a bummer because yes, you're losing a customer, but if you're constantly replacing those customers with new people, then it's not going to affect you. And like I said,
Do you feel bad charging them, like? Oh,
Cause they made you the trip.
no,
tell them.
No.
they want to help you. They want to.
Most of my people who have joined didn't join to help me earn a trip.
They join
I mean,
for
it's
their
just,
own
it
benefit.
happened
Yeah.
that it helped me earn the trip, but I don't think I've had anybody join to help me with the
So-
trip. They joined for their own personal.
Question was the ones you convinced to join, so you may not have. been
I don't
told, but
convince
you-
anybody. I don't think
you
of,
Feel bad if that was the case.
well, I probably would feel bad, but I don't do the hard sell. I put the offer out. I tell them what the advantages are. I've had them just come to me based
And
on
honestly,
the
you
information
don't
that
know-
they've seen.
Like, who did you have to convince? Did you have to
I've never had to
twist
convince
their arm?
anybody.
Like, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
They don't, there's no reason for anybody not to.
Yeah. Exactly. You share the information and if they want to join, I don't think I've ever tried a hard sell or had to push anybody or convince anybody.
How could you have a bad feeling about, like you said, that be offering someone a $49
Right.
deal and they're gonna get $50?
Exactly. It's
Yeah,
like benefits.
Connie said, why would you feel bad about giving somebody $1? That's basically what
Exactly.
she said.
And all of the benefits that go along with being an advisor, even if they're a hobbyist.
All but for them, they are the ones that signed up.
Yeah, I
Exactly,
didn't
yes.
sign on the dotted line for them,
Right.
is what Connie's saying.
And we're
They
not-
push the buttons.
Yeah, we're not holding a gun to anybody.
No.
You must sign up.
No. And even if I do tell somebody, in fact, I do tell everybody, I am going to the Dominican next year.
Oh, absolutely.
Would you like to go with me?
Mm-hmm.
Sherry needs to speak up. Sherry has a great, like, are you paying attention? She has a form you go down when you sign someone. You should say it.
Where's Sherry?
Right here.
Oh.
Right behind Lori.
What's your form?
Basically, I just go over like, it's not even a whole bunch, maybe 4 or 5 things that once you become an advisor, these are the things that will be true of you. And so we were just talking at lunch about it. And one of them is that you can come to my crops and you pay the normal price. But you can be eligible for the prizes, the grand prizes, because you have other advisor perks, that you get, but when you come to my crops, you can't win a prize. So that was the main thing.
Yeah.
Sherry has a form when she signs someone up and she said there's 4 or 5 things on it and it's what is true of you now that you're an advisor. And one of the major things is you can come to my events, you're going to pay the same price as the other customers, but you're not eligible for prizes because you're already getting all the other advisor perks.
Okay.
The other big thing on there is I offer free shipping all the time because you have a big order, you get free shipping.
Yeah, me
So they're
too.
not eligible to get that. They can't obviously piggyback on my orders.
Oh.
and get free shipping.
The other thing that's on there is she offers free shipping to all her customers because she almost always has an order big enough. And obviously advisors don't get that same perk because she would have to pay them shipping to cover their order.
But they're ordering their own. so-
Right, they're ordering their own stuff.
Right.
Disclosure, like, just keep in mind.
Yeah, so everybody could make their own disclosure, like what matter, what is changes for you if you
Right.
sign somebody up.
Well, I mean,
That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
you know, hearing a lot of concern about all this, it's wonderful to be an advisor. It absolutely is. But they need to decide, do you want the crops and you want to be treated and served, or do you want to serve others? And even if you're a hobbyist, you have a friend or a mother or somebody that can do it with them,
Good point.
So Becky's saying to remember all the good things too. It's good to be an advisor. And I've already forgotten what. Oh, do you want to be served or do you want to serve?
Right.
Goldfish haven't made it to the ocean yet.
Oh, my goodness. Any other questions?
Any other Zoom?
We good?
Okay, good.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, ladies.